Hi guys, this time I'm making a bit of jungle terrain for some 28mm gaming I'm doing. I'm writing my own set of rules and it's set in the jungle, so I want to make sure I've got plenty of jungle terrain up. And I thought while I'm doing it, I may as well show you what I'm doing if you're interested. So these are some of the bits I'm starting off with. I've got some barbecue skewers there to build some trees out of. All these are aquarium plants. They're relatively cheap. You can buy them in bundles and you can do loads of bits of jungle. And I'm using plasticard for the bases. This is my first lot I did. The late lot I did 2mm MDF, got laser cut from wall bases. So either way will do, whatever shapes you like. On the top left hand corner there is some milliput. I'm using that to base my plants and trees to the bases. Also you want some clump foliage and sand and stuff, the rest of it, and you'll see as we go. So I just started with cutting up my plasticard into various squares and rounding the corners off because, as I've probably mentioned before, I don't really like squares on the terrain pieces, so just round the corners off and making a bit gentler on the table. I then cut up some the barbecue skewers to various lengths just for the trees. Just experiment, put some 28mm models next to them, just kind of what kind of height you want them at. Another thing with the plasticard, I also sanded the top surface and used my knife and cut, scratches into it. You can just about see some of the diamond shapes there where I've cut into it. This just helps the glue hold to it because it's got quite a shiny surface, and I use PVA, and sometimes it will peel off, so that will just help the glue adhere. So next up, after mixing up some milliput so it's nice and even in colour, I simply put in little mounds of it onto the bases where I want it, and then I stick in my barbecue skewers. And then I do the same process with the foliage, so I've just cut them up into various different lengths and different varieties and mixing them up on the bases. Made little clumps of the milliput and just pushed them into it. Even the grasses I've used milliput underneath just to try and build it up underneath them. Before the milliput sets, I just go around with my sculpting tool, any kind of flat surface. I mean, you could probably use a spoon or something, an old spoon, just to trying to gradient out the mounds of milliput so it doesn't look so bad once it's all sanded and that. Next up is the sanding. Make sure the milliput's all gone dry. Leave it overnight if you're not sure, just to make sure it's dry, because I don't know how it's gonna dry once it's sealed in with the PVA. I just PVA'd up the bases and then dipped them in some sand. There's just another shot there. So then I paint them up. I just undercoat them in a dark brown. I've painted all the bases and I've painted all the stalks of the trees as well. So next up I paint the stalks of the trees. I use a green and then highlighted it with just very pale green. Sorry about the colour, it changed a bit in here. I was getting into evening now, and unfortunately I only had the interior lights giving some light onto some of this. And then I did the bases and doing my normal method of two colours, one the dark brown left through, just dry brushing heavily with the first coat, and then the light dry brush of the last coat, which is of a very pale brown. So next up, I put some PVA on the bases, put some static grass on it, and put some clump foliage on it. I then used a contact adhesive to stick all the clump foliage to the top of the trees to build up just a little tree and some branches and stuff on the way up. I've been playing around with the best way of getting clump foliage in the trees. The contact adhesive seems to be the best way. If you're using it, make sure you wear gloves. I just simply pick a bit of it off. It's like it's rubbery kind of adhesive. It's designed to be put on two surfaces and then pushed together. But for this it will do if you just pick it off in little pieces, just push it into the tree and then push the sponge into it. Though you must beware, it doesn't go clear when it dries, so you have to make sure you cover it up with all the sponge if you can. And that's it really. That was all that I did to build these little bits of terrain. They don't look too bad once they're out in the field, and they're, as I say, quick to make. So thanks for watching guys. It's only a quick little video, just a quick tutorial. I've got some battle reports coming up now. Should have a Saga one coming up shortly, and I hope I'll get some of these jungle ones done and see what I think of the rules as I'm playing. Right guys, I'll see you next time. That was.